looking back over previous contracts, I did a role with CoinBurp. CoinBurp are a UK crypto exchange. They're moving from kind of startup to scale up. The project that I was brought on to work on at CoinBurp was to initially look at their trade tool. So users' ability to buy cryptocurrencies and trade cryptocurrencies for other ones. I did quite a bit of work on that trading tool. We're looking at sort of mobile versions as well for that. And then I was also extended on that contract and brought in to work on to help them support their Burp token, which was launching. And there was lots of really cool ideas around sort of generative NFTs that worked with the CoinBurp brand. And the purpose of that really was to build a sort of gamified system that would allow the CoinBurp token to be stabilized. So for users that have been using CoinBurp to trade their cryptocurrencies or to buy cryptocurrencies, that they would be able to take ownership of Burp tokens and then actually stake those tokens as well. So lock them up so they can't be spent. And by locking them up, they would sort of enter into a quite fun NFT game. Challenges, I think the kind of core challenge for most UX designers is that they really want to be able to access the customers and understand their needs and motivations, figure out the pain points so that they can either sort of cross-reference that feedback against designs that they're doing, or actually discover new opportunities that will allow the business to kind of take advantage of that and kind of innovate in that space. So one of the challenges at CoinBurp, reaching out to those customers are very busy, booking sessions with them and organising that. A lot of the times that can take a long time, so you have to kind of take a long-term view on that in order to get that feedback. Another challenge, you could kind of look at it as a positive, just very, very fast-paced environment, still very much a kind of startup vibe, developers racing ahead, writing lots of code, testing it on kind of testnet, and actually as a UX designer, keeping up with that pace, talking to them, keeping a lot of face time with them that allow you to understand exactly technically how it's all working so that you can kind of exploit that tech or actually be sympathetic if that tech is needing to compromise on the user experience. So having to onboard technically and kind of understand a lot of those terms as well, understand how these kind of NFT staking apps really work. So lots of research, lots of looking at other tools, lots of signing up for these experiences and really getting a feel for how they work. So skills, I think a soft skill, but just being personable, working closely with the design managers, working closely with the CEOs, understanding the challenges with the technical team and the challenges that they face. Building out rapport with internal users, so building out internal testing scenarios, building out private Slack groups where you can bring users into, and actually making it fun. So getting quick insights on stuff that we weren't too sure about, creating polls in Slack is a really good way to do that. You can do several quick iterations of design, sort of quick and dirty mock-ups, present them into a Slack channel and use tools like Poly, which is an app that you can add into Slack, and let people vote on them. Is it A, B or C? Tell us which one works best and why. And you'll find that users are really happy to engage in these sort of quick short form feedback loops. And it's a great way to sort of get people to sort of to come out the woodwork and give you the feedback they want, and to have the debate there and get quick feedback without having to do these kind of long user research sessions. So some of the tools, again, big fan of Figma, was using that. The guys were also using Sketch. So Sketch is a design tool that's used. Lots of kind of quite detailed wireframes, but also a lot of UI on that project I was doing. Working with more senior UI designers, but also originating UI patterns myself. making it a really fun user experience, and working with a lot of partners. So a lot of these tools needed to do a lot of things. So being able to organize the different content pieces, bring in the different content sections and organize them in a nice way, making sure that the pages aren't too overcrowded, that it's not overwhelming for the user to scan the page and to understand, where to click and what to do. And then some of the outcomes on this project, just a very sort of quick output, absolute breakneck speed as you expect in a sort of crypto startup, getting these things to market. And obviously, a lot of challenges along the way. So a lot of scrutiny from the FCA, and being able to sort of manage that. And, well done to CoinBurp for kind of keeping that ship in the right direction and getting these tools out. I think the outcomes that you want to see is you want to kind of see surprise and delight on a user's face. And we definitely got that with CoinBurp, with the NFT staking raffle game. You can see that the users are giving really positive feedback. And obviously in those research scenarios, you don't want to show your cards, you don't want to kind of show them that you're happy with what they're saying, because you don't want to encourage any feedback in either way. But you take that feedback on in a controlled and structured way. And out of the sort of over 20 users that were sort of tested with this tool, 80 to 85% of those users giving really positive feedback. Still, there's always room to improve, and that's great, and that's why we do it. But some really positive outcomes from the research, and feeding that back into the team to sort of really refine that app. And that helps you to be really competitive against some of the other tools in the market that might be doing the same thing.